Wow. Hi, everybody. First, let me say, as always, thank you for making the time to tune in to my YouTube channel, What Did Kathy Watch? And to my new subscribers, actually to all of my subscribers, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to get rich or anything. I'm just doing this because I enjoy it. And as of yesterday, I'm at 21 subscribers, which is far more than I thought I would ever get when I began this enterprise 4 weeks ago. So, thank you for tuning in. I just finished watching a film. Actually, it's a documentary, and it was the first Palestinian film to win the U.S. Oscars. And I stopped watching the Oscars maybe 15 years ago. I keep up with it, but whereas I used to, actually sit up with my wine and my movie munchies and watch the whole thing, I stopped doing that 15 years ago. I just tune in the next day and hit the highlights. So, if you are a subscriber to this channel, or a friend of mine, someone who really knows me, you will know that I like foreign films. So this being a foreign documentary, plus an Oscar winner, I watched it. There are some films, at least for me, maybe for everybody, there are some films that you can only watch one time because they're that profound and disturbing. I watched Schindler's List when it came out, and I never, ever, ever watched it again. I watched, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which I read the book, and then I watched the film, and it gave me nightmares for 3 nights. I never watched that again. What was the other one? Okay, so there's Schindler's List, Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Well, I can't think of it right now. There is, what was it? It's, the film, with Tommy Lee Jones. It's a true story about one of the first Vietnamese refugees to America, a woman. She married an American master sergeant. It's called Heaven and Earth. Oliver Stone did it. Can't watch that anymore. There's one film that disturbed me, and I watched it with my dad when I was really, really young, and before, I read the book too, and that's Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. I still have the book, and that's the only film I will rewatch. And it's disturbing and it's sad, but at least at the end, the bad guy gets killed. And I like that. And I don't care what that sounds like. I like that the baddie gets killed. So, I'm digressing. Let me go back to what I just finished watching. No Other Land, which is done by, it's a documentary, and it's done in 2 formats, on an actual, really good camera, and bits are done on a mobile phone when he couldn't get to the camera. And it's done by a young man named Basil Azra, and he's Palestinian. And when he first started posting what was happening, It caught the attention of an Israeli journalist named Yuval Abraham, and they met up, and together they made this amazing, astonishing, heartbreaking documentary. And if you follow the news as I do, you'll know that they just let the Israeli journalist out of jail. He went to the Oscars with Basil, and they accepted the award. And shortly after, the Israelis grabbed him and locked him up and put him in jail. He's out now, thank goodness. But let's go back to the film, the documentary. It's so real and so raw, and it made me, at least, think, do people really do that to each other? Maybe I'm a bit naive, even at my age, despite the gray hair and stuff. I was brought up to believe that people are intrinsically good. They're basically good. But this is not good. It's not an easy watch, particularly the scenes where the Israeli soldiers come in and just bulldoze the houses and stuff. And the little children are lined along the road watching this. They focus a bit on one 6-year-old girl. She's a beautiful child named Doha. And there's a really heartwarming scene where there are kids who are like, Dada, I want to go to school. And their father is like, but you can't. And why do you want to go to school today anyway? No one will be there. The soldiers will probably show up. But the kids are like, I want to go to school. And the whole thing is just, it's unbelievable. It totally, utterly, it makes me wish that I were 40 years younger, because I would go over there and do what I could to help. It makes me wish I had more money than what I have as a pensioner, because I would donate. It makes me wish that people could really remember or recognize what my grandfather told me. This is my dad's dad, years and years ago. Because I've always had a social conscience. I've always had a great deal of empathy, compassion, and a strong sense of wrong and right. It's a good thing I was never a judge, because I'd be a hanging judge. I'd be like, hang him, hang him, hang him. But years ago, when you consider my age, my grandfather told me, and I forget how we got on the conversation, but I was like, basically, why are people so mean to each other? Why this? Why that? And he was just like, you know what? At the end of the day, all shit stink and everybody's blood is red. And he's right. I just wish humanity as a whole could remember that. And as just one OAP, there's nothing I can do other than be outraged. And I do protest in my own small way. I have to be true to when I was in high school, and my friends who went to high school with me, JFK, class of 76. Yes, we are the mighty fighting eagles. I had 2 columns in the high school newspaper. I did Rated X for seniors only. And what was the other one? I can't think of the name of it. Damn it, Senior Brain. But one of the columns dealt with, like social events, current events and stuff. So, anyway, when I graduated, I was voted biggest class revolutionary because I was always protesting something. So, I just wish there was something more I could do at my age. At any rate, all I can do is what I can do, and what I can do is recommend to all of you watching this channel who love movies or documentaries or feel empathy or compassion or have any kind of a social conscience that you watch this documentary. It's called No Other Land. All you need to do is watch it the one time, because I can promise you, it was excellent, but I'll never watch it again because it seriously, majorly broke my heart.